name is Ekpoto Emmanuel. I am the host of the Retirement Show. And I'm having my very good friend with me here today, Efe Okwofasa, a professional business guru in the United Kingdom. And of course, is the chief executive of Focus Guru. Focus Guru has been my partner in so many transactions that we've done, both in Nigeria and in the UK. Efe, I'll be speaking to you this day or this afternoon on retirement issues. And I'll have some few questions for you that will help us to also help people that are retiring, and newly retired persons to navigate the difficult space of retirement. Well, first question for you, if you that many people actually fear outliving their savings when they retire. Of course, I agree that this fear is a potent fear. It's a very valid fear. But what will you say to encourage these people so as to alleviate their fears that when they retire, what are they going to be able to do so that they will not run out of money before running out of life?
Wow. Thank you for that question. It's a very powerful question. And it's an honor to join you in this retirement show podcast you're running. It's a great honor. Like you said, my name is Efe Okwofasa, and by the special grace of God, I'm based in the UK. And just those who want to retire, or those who are planning to retire, or those who are in retirement, that may help them. And when it comes to
Sure.
the question you asked me about people are scared, they have fear, that they don't want to run out of cash when they retire, when during their
Yes.
retirement. I think anything fear come as a result of not having confidence, and not having
Correct.
confidence come as a result of not having a full knowledge of how you're going to do anything. So if you don't know how you're going to
Good.
do anything, you will lack confidence. You will be filled with fear, but when you have
True.
knowledge of what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, and how you're going to do it, even if you don't have the resources, you know if you put yourself out there, you're going to do it. And it's applicable to retirement as
Mm.
well. So for those who have
Correct.
this fear, oh, I'm going to run out of money when I retire, the fear comes from a place of not having a proper planning in place, not having a clear
Brilliant.
knowledge of how they should live their life and plan and prepare for the retirement place. And what is fear? The
Mm.
ordinary word fear, F-E-A-R, mean false experience appearing real.
That's very
So
real. Correct.
the reason people are afraid is because they have not been able to educate themselves of how to plan their lives, now they're in employment or maybe working as a business, how to structure and use their income, their salary they gain from everywhere. So what do if you don't know how to do anything? You go and educate yourself.
Mm.
So the first thing I want to
Oh,
recommend to
brilliant.
people is go and educate yourself by learning from what people who are retired now that are successful, financially free, what they did, and what you can learn from them. That's one of the things I recommend to people.
Oh,
Then, in terms of little thing I could share is now that you are working, you have your money coming in. How do
good.
you use your money right now? The income you have
Your
coming
money
in right now.
now that you are working. Yes.
Now you're working. Do you
True.
have a plan for it? Do you have money you're keeping aside from the income you're generating now for future use? Do you have
Mm.
income you're keeping aside for your health care? Because the problem is, I've dealt with a lot of entrepreneurs and professionals. These are people who at some point they are very successful, and after some time they struggle is because they have not planned their finances, planned their income. So the thing I want to say
Very true.
is that now you have to create a system in place. Let's say, for example, just for an illustration, you are earning 100,000 naira in Nigeria, for example. The 100,000 naira now is, you're now beginning to ask yourself, what is my lifestyle right now? Am I living below or above my income? If you are earning 100,000
Correct.
naira right now, and your monthly living expenses is above 100,000 naira, that's a mistake.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
is where
You are standing
financial
at a
planning,
dangerous end.
yes, that's where financial planning comes to play now. So it is now that you are still actively working, actively in employment, actively having money, you plan yourself. So the income that comes in, you now have to decide what percentage of money you want to keep aside on a monthly regular basis. I don't care how small it is, but if it become a habit, let's say for example, again, you're earning 100,000 naira, can you discipline yourself for the next 10 years and you keep 10,000 naira in terms of Nigerian currency now away every month for
Every
the
month.
next 6 to 10 years?
Correct.
That's where discipline and planning come to play now. So you earn this amount of money, you decide this percentage of money, I want to keep it aside for the rest of my life. So assuming you keep 10,000 naira now monthly for the next 6 years, how much do you think you have accumulated over the next 6 years, saving 10,000 naira for the next 6 years? And when you have that money saved somewhere, then what you got to do now in preparing for the future is that bulk of money you have saved somewhere, you now begin to ask yourself, I have been able to keep this amount of money somewhere. Now I want to get this bulk of money to invest in something that will bring recurring income, that will bring cash flow into my lifestyle, preparing me for the future. So that's why now you now go to educate yourself, attend seminars, ask questions, look for investment opportunity that you can invest in. It may not be a huge amount of money you get that comes in monthly from the investment, but what we call it is guaranteed cash flow coming in. You're making a specific amount of income from the investment over a period of time. So with that in place, you have that money coming into play. Are you still with me? Okay, I've lost you
Yes,
there.
I'm with you.
Okay, good.
I'm with you. Yeah.
So one of the ways to overcome the fear is to develop a disciplined lifestyle. Don't spend everything you earn. Discipline your habit of spending. Let go pleasure for now. Defer the pleasure. Live according to your
Great.
means. Save, even if it's a little portion of money on a monthly basis, save it over a period of time, then you do that. Then the second part is you have a family, for example. You want to actually discipline yourself to save a portion of money from the income that you have away. Even if it's 2% or 5% for the rainy days, you save it away, maybe to cover your healthcare insurance when you retire, and you discipline yourself that for
Yes,
the
I
rest of
was
your
going to.
yeah, you want to say something?
I was going to come to, yes, I was going to come to health. I like what you said about saving regular, certain amount of money, keeping aside for future use. At least that will accumulate to becoming something substantial in future. Particularly if you are able to get certain investment window to invest such money into. Particularly when you see investment like compounding interest rate investments.
Yeah.
You know, that will accumulate over years into something substantial. So I want to speak about health care in retirement, because as we get age, our system becomes weak. We start having some health challenges. Of course, what will you tell people that are planning for retirement, how to plan for such challenge in the future?
I think the first thing I would say regarding that, don't wait to get retired before you look after your health. Health,
Brilliant.
lifestyle is a way of living. Now that you are still working, now that you are still young, if I use that word, whatever age you are right now, I don't care if you are less than 30, above 30, above 50, above 60, whatever age you are, now that you're still alive, there is a way you can look after your health by bringing in some kind of lifestyle. Like, for example, if you engage in aerobic exercise as a lifestyle, whereby you do a form of exercise as a lifestyle on a daily basis, and you do it for the rest of your life, you may prevent a lot of sicknesses from coming, right? The kind
Correct.
of food you eat, how often you eat that kind of food, what time do you eat food? You discipline yourself not to eat late night. You discipline yourself to eat healthy food style. Like for me, for example, I knew about this many years ago. Every week, every single week, I must go for a walk 3 or 4 times weekly. Why? It's an exercise that helped me to feel healthy, to make blood to flow within my circular system, right? So it's a lifestyle. Do you do exercise? Do you eat healthy food? Do you have time you shouldn't be eating in the day? Do you eat late nights? When should you be eating? Do you do anything that gets you to breathe exercise? So if you engage in this kind of little daily, weekly, yearly, and monthly habits, it will prevent you from being sick. Not that we will not fall sick. Sometimes we'll fall sick, but there are some things we could do to prevent ourselves. And having said that, it's very important we check our health every now and again with experts, with medical doctors, to check what is wrong, what is going on right now. Do your blood tests, do scanning to make sure everything in your system it's what it is. If not, the earlier the better to tackle them until you get ones whereby you cannot look into getting any health care or any health help from doctors or healthcare professionals.
Wow, that's beautiful. It's key, but of course, you know that you are a sports-loving person. That has been you over years, you know. But for somebody that has not been in sports, that has not been in sport over the years, and is 60, is retiring, what will you tell that person?
Well, like I said
Sport, of course,
again,
is good for everyone, but specifically for somebody at 60, he has not been involved in sporting activities over the years.
What I would say to answer that question is a quote I like telling people. It is a moment of our decision, our life is changed, either for good or for worse.
Or for bad, good.
If you are 60, you are still alive. If you are 70, you're still alive. And if you have that desire to be healthy at 60 and at 70 and not be always sick, you come to a place where you make a decision that beginning from now, I want to look after my health. And that decision will influence the choices you make on a daily basis. And that include, you say, you know what, I'm 60 now, I'm 70 now, I know I'm not a sports person, but at least I will go for a walk. Even if it's a 10 minutes a day, I will go for a walk a day. Or you could get involved in doing something that gets you busy, that gets you to sweat, that allow the blood in your... I'm not a health practitioner, but these are practical things that get you to engage in activity. Like I was speaking with one of my uncle recently, who is nearly 60 now. He has worked for over 27 years in his company where he was working. And he was beginning to tell me, Efe, I think the hard work I did many years ago, I'm beginning to feel some pain in my body and all that now. And I said, okay, go and do medical checkup, meet the experts, let them prescribe drug for you, let them do blood tests and check whatever thing. But in addition to that, I don't need to be an expert to tell you that, uncle, please develop habit of going for a walk at least 2 or 3 times a week. It's an exercise. Go for a walk. So somebody that is 60 or 70, if you have a garden in your place, why don't you decide to be the one to just go to the garden, pick the grasses, pick the leaves, go around, sweep if you need to sweep, get busy, get engaged. Or maybe you live in a home, you have stairs, you move from the first floor to the second floor. Develop the habit of weekly or daily, just climb the stairs, go from the first floor to the second floor for 10 minutes. You go upstairs, you come downstairs, you are intentional about it. You're not enjoying it, but it's a discipline you want to keep. You want to do something that keep your blood flowing, that make your system to a flow. Then again, you have to make the discipline and the choice of being selective of what you eat and when you eat it.
Yeah.
There are some food we eat as
All right.
there are some food we eat that zap our energy. So you should know them.
Sure.
There are sometimes people who eat late night. If you can develop a habit of disciplining yourself when it's past 8 p.m., when it's past 7 p.m., you want to make a choice. I don't want to eat late night. It's not easy because you've not been doing it. And that's where what separates achievers and non-achievers. Achievers are people who make a decision, they follow. It's not convenient, but they do it anyway, but they achieve that result.
Correct. All right. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you so much. That's a wonderful, thought-provoking ideas there. Finally, I want to look at entrepreneurship and retirement. I'm retiring, for instance, and I'm wondering, should I go to work again, or you just gave your uncle that works with a company as example now? Should uncle go back to work again in another organization, or should uncle engage in business, or should uncle just relax at home and enjoy his life now that is retired? What would you say?
There is no way you relax at home and enjoy. Relaxing at home is boring. Relaxing is frustrating.
It's boring. That's it.
You know,
that is it. It's boring and frustrating.
Even if you have millions of pounds in your bank account and you don't want to do anything, life is very frustrating. We are human beings. We are meant to be busy at every time. We are meant to be doing something. We are meant to engage our mental capacity in doing something. So the first answer to that is don't rest, even if you have money. Millions, I will look after you. Find something to do that engage you. Find something that you do that will engage you as a human being and get busy doing it. Then the other answer to the question is, should I go back to work again? Should I start business? I think it's a personal decision about you deciding, what do I want to do now that I'm retired? Because sometimes you can be doing something not necessarily for the sake of money, but because you enjoy it. It brings you alive. And when you enjoy it and you do it, and in the process, you make money for it, I don't think you will feel retired. You feel new again. You feel alive again.
You feel active.
And by the virtue of what I do as a coach, when I talk to a lot of people, in my private program, in my live seminar, I run seminars, I deal with a lot of people. The majority of people today who are in the working class, the majority are not happy. They go to work doing what they hate, and they do it for the major part of their lives. They are unfulfilled. They are not happy. They're doing it for the sake of money. And imagine somebody working for about 30, 40 years, not happy. You could imagine the kind of lifestyle the person has been living for all those many years. So retirement could be when you want to start living your life again. There may be something secret inside of you want to do, but you couldn't do it when you were working because you were scared of losing your job and having source of income. Now, if you plan yourself properly, do retirement, if you have some capital, some money in place, then you will now go and start to do what is it you love to do. It could be farming.
Correct.
It could be farming. Or there are some people who they've been working all their lives. They could just have passion and desire to teach. You could go back to, you know what, I want to be teaching in secondary schools or primary schools, not for the sake of the money, but because that keeps you alive. And along the line, it brings money in. Do you understand me?
Brilliant.
An example now, because retirement is about you now planning ahead of time to really engage with life, not to retire, not to rest. We can only rest when we die. Because there is always something in place that we should be doing as a human, as human. No matter
As
even
humans,
if you have
correct.
money today, if
Mm.
let's go back to Barack Obama now, who happened to be one of the most powerful human on earth. He became the president of America twice on 2 different occasions for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
Officially, being a worker, being a president, or being a professional, he has retired from politics, for active politics.
Officially, yes.
Does it mean he's not sitting at home and saying, I'm retired, do not? No. He has retired to doing what he loves to do. He writes books. He loves writing, right? He engaged in charity organization whereby he set up a foundation and now using the foundation as a platform to reach out to the young people, to reach out to the community.
Yeah.
He loves community engagement. And that is what he do with his life right now. Even in retirement, he's still very busy. So the question is, what is it that this individual we're talking about now, what does he love to do? What is his life passion, purpose?
Yes.
What fulfill you?
Yes. Yeah.
You can retire to doing what fulfills you from your active days of employment. And it could be business. And when it comes to business, which I love talking about business because I deal with a lot of business people, right? So some people want to start a business, and the mistake they make when they are paid that lump sum of money for either retirement, payment, or gratuity, whatever, they just go and start a business, and within a period of a year or 2 years, the business crumble, their capital lost. Why? Because they did it with no research, no experience, because people said they should do it. They went to do it and they made a mistake. So if you want to start...
I think I'm losing...
Okay, can you hear me?
Go ahead, please.
So if anybody want to retire to get into entrepreneurship after retirement, there are 3 things I will suggest to them. Number one of them is, it must be something you have interest and passion for. Not necessarily the skill set. You must have interest and passion for it. Number two,
that's beautiful.
Number 2, you must go and train and educate yourself in that area of business or entrepreneurship. Educate yourself, knowledge. Train yourself, look for somebody who is very successful in that part of business, study these people, model what they do, take what they do, model it. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Look for somebody who is very successful. If you want to go into farming, what do you want to farm on?
Look for a successful farmer
who is doing this
in
kind
your
of
line
farming.
of interest.
You know, look for who is doing it. Study them. If they have books they've written, buy their books. If they have anything they are doing, learn about them. Know their secrets. Study it, master it, then implement it. Then the third part is that the business you are doing, you must think long term. Because the mistake a lot of people do when they get into business, they're thinking just go in and start a business, start making money. No. I like this quote from this great Nigerian entrepreneur, Anthony Elumelu. He said, one of the secrets to his success is long-term thinking. Long-term thinking. You start a business now, you think long-term. You work hard right now, you put yourself into it, you tweak, you figure out what works, what doesn't work, you think long-term. Don't go through the process, no shortcuts. And over a period of time, first, second, third, fourth, fifth year, you will master it. You will know how to make money. You will sustain it. You will employ people working with you. You will be an entrepreneur, not just a business person, an entrepreneur. And the bottom line is, if you do it well, follow process, you will make money, cash flow will come, and the cash flow will take care of your health care. The cash flow will take care of your family expenses. The cash flow will give you money for you to travel the world if you want to travel the world. And these are common sense, but not commonly practiced by people. Why? Because people lack the discipline. They lack the mindset.
Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you so very much. I think this is a very good place to to bring it to an end. It's very, like I said, insightful, very, very knowledge based information that you've shared with us here. I like that word you said there, that re-engage with life. There is a time to re-engage with life, not a time to sit at home and feel pity for yourself that, hey, I'm retired. I am no longer useful to society. You are actually very much useful to society now.
Yeah.
And it's a time to re-engage with life. And also like the 3 points there, you must do business that you have passion for. You must also have what we call product knowledge. That is, you go to learn the act of the business. And you must think long term. And when you do that, the bottom line will be money will complement your good efforts.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much, my friend.
Thank you.
I hope we'll be talking regularly on this on retirement show again. God bless you and do have a wonderful day.
Just before I sign out,
Yeah.
Somebody who may be listening to us now, there are people in different stages in life. Somebody might be thinking he has lost all hope. Maybe you've invested, you've lost your money. Maybe you're swamped with fear, despair. You don't have any hope. And one thing I've come to realize in my own little life and dealing with people is when we human beings go through challenges, difficulties, setback, frustration, that is where most times we discover the secret to growth and success in life if we don't give up. If we hold on during that time when things are very difficult, if we hold on and apply a little bit of faith, believing that where we are now is different from where we can be tomorrow, and have that little bit of faith and do the little bit of what you can do today, something that is within your control. You may not have the money, but do a little bit of what is within your control right now. Those little things we do on a daily basis over a period of time, it builds momentum. It gives us some kind of hope and experience. And if we do it long enough, breakthrough comes. And when the breakthrough comes, you become unstoppable. So the message is, don't give up, hold on a little bit, have some faith, do little things, you will experience breakthrough very soon.